Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is our inaugural camping trip with our new travel trailer. The name of my channel is The Backyard Tourist, in case you haven't been here before. My name is Erin, that's my husband Roger, and when I first started out this channel, I wanted to really, explore Florida, see what kind of cool or interesting things were available to do in our own backyard, essentially. Since then, I've had some things happen health-wise. I just wasn't in the best place. Now I feel like I'm making a comeback. I feel so much better. How I feel now versus how I felt 6 months ago, zero comparison. I just feel really, really wonderful. So one thing my husband and I have been dying to do is to start traveling. Maybe on a full-time basis, maybe not. We aren't sure. So we figured we're going to give it a test run first. Recently, we bought this small travel trailer, and I will give you a tour later. We have our 3 dogs in tow. Chi-Chi's in my lap, and the other 2 are back here snoozing. They're not used to any of this either, and that's honestly, I think, what we're most worried about is their quality of life, because I have 3 really old gals here. 2 are 15 years old. 1 is 9. The 15-year-olds are, I hate to say it, but they're on a decline. So I want to make sure that they're comfortable doing this, that they're happy doing this too. We just have a lot of questions to ask ourselves. We're going to start over the next few months camping here and there and gradually increasing both how long we stay in the camper and how far we go. But we have some doctor's appointments, minutia to get through, so it's not going to be full-time just yet. And then after that, we're going to make the decision. Do we stay on the road full-time? If we do, what does that look like? Do we sell our house? Do we rent our house? Do we not do any of that? We don't know. There's too many questions. But we have always been interested in tiny house living, and I feel like this will give us a good example of what that would be like or what that would entail. In Florida right now, we're in peak season, so it's late January, early February right now. We're having to be creative with where we go. We are taking advantage of a couple different websites, and I will go more in depth with those as we, go on into our camping process and actually use those websites. For today, we are using our Harvest Host website. Harvest Host is typically businesses like breweries, wineries, farms, specialty places, and most of the time they'll allow you to stay maybe a night or two, a boondocking situation, really good for if you're traveling and you just need a pit stop for the night. And we found a winery in Fort Pierce, Summer Crush Vineyard and Winery, and that's in Fort Pierce, Florida, which is on the East Coast. And they actually have electric and water hookups. I think they have space for several campers, and because they offer electric and water, they do charge a nominal fee. I want to say it's $35 or $40 a night. So we're going to see how many nights we can stay. The drive to the vineyard was really easy. It was just a few miles off of I-95, which made it real convenient to get to. Driving into the property was absolutely stunning. To check in, you go right through the double doors of the winery tasting room, and the check-in was very easy. Most of it was done online before we got there, so it was just a matter of telling them that we had arrived. We have made it to our destination. I can actually hear music in the background. It's really nice. Check out, these are all sites. I think there's about 30 with electric and water, and then there's quite a few more that are for boondocking, and they're raising all kinds of different kinds of plants, trees, you name it. We're going to take a closer look, go check out the music and stuff and the wine in a little bit. But I wanted to show you our camper, because that's This is hopefully what we'll be traveling in the near future. This is new to us, but it is used. It's a 2020. It's a Grand Design Transcend Explorer 220 RB. RB is the rear bathroom. It's 22 feet of living area. It is 26 feet, including the hitch. This is basically what you would consider like a starter model, a base model. Okay, I pulled up some stats. The full length is 26.83 feet. The height is 11 feet. The interior height is 6.5 feet. Dry weight is 53.89 for pounds. The payload capacity is 1606, and the gross vehicle weight would be 6995. So a good small RV. We're towing it with our half ton. We have a Chevy Silverado. Roger said it was real easy to tow yesterday for the first time. This is a quick glimpse of what the inside of the RV looks like. I will probably do a more in-depth tour at some point, but I figured at least for now, this is kind of like the gist of what it looks like inside. Today I decided to go have a wine tasting. I went to the wine tasting room. I was joined with one other person, and the employee that was hosting the wine tasting was super sweet, really accommodating, giving us a lot of information on the different types of grapes and wines that they make. Now, the grapes that they use are muscadine grapes, and so their wines tend to be sweet wines. Not my particular cup of tea, but it was still a really fun experience, and I got this really cool glass as a keepsake. Now, if drinking's really not your thing, there's a beautiful gift shop that has all kinds of souvenirs, wine supplies. I saw jellies and jams. You name it, they had it. And it would be really easy to support the business that way too. I was also lucky enough to check out the music one of the days while I was visiting. I was actually really impressed by the venue and what they had to offer. They have, it looks like a bar with beer and wine, non-alcoholic choices, plenty of outside seating, and the inside had huge fans to keep you nice and cool. Now it looks like on this particular day, both the clientele and the music that was being offered was probably geared towards slightly older people. It was like a lot of doo-wop, a little bit of Motown, that sort of thing. When I looked at the schedule, it looked like there was a variety of styles of music, which I think would be appealing to a lot of people. I was walking back to my camper from the music show, and it kind of hit me how peaceful, how relaxed everything had been while we were here. I loved it so much we actually extended our stay. We stayed for a total of 3 days. Loved walking the dogs every day. They loved going for nice long walks. There was a huge field for the dogs to walk around and enjoy themselves, and I really didn't want to be anywhere else but here. It just made me so happy, and nothing could beat the sunsets every single night. I was just in heaven every single night. Alas, the final day came. It was time to pack up and go home. They just recently opened up a dump station available to people who were spending the night, so we were able to clean out our tanks before we left, which was amazing. It was a breeze to pack everything up. We had everything done in about an hour, and the last things that we saw were these beauties right here who came to say goodbye to us as we headed home from our wonderful trip. We dropped off the camper just in time for all hell to break loose in the biggest rainstorm. We were soaked to the bone. All right, I am back home, unpacked after 3 days for the first time in our camper, our travel trailer. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I mean, I know what it's like to camp in a camper. I've done it before. Oh, look at that. Was at a function earlier. I have camped in a camper before. I know what it's like to be in a campground. I know all that stuff. Obviously, I was much younger then than I am now, and I wasn't in charge of things. So I would say overall, my experience was really positive. I loved that location. I want to say it was like $40 a night, and I had 30 amp service and water. They do have boondocking sites that are part of the free Harvest Host program. So you do have your choice there. It was very kid friendly, very pet friendly, as long as you keep your pets tied up or leashed. It was quiet, it was accommodating. And when we first got there, I was like, I can't wait to go into like Fort Pierce and explore and do all of this stuff. But when I got there and like actually got the solitude, the quiet, I didn't want to leave. I really didn't. So I didn't leave. I had no intentions of going anywhere other than just being there and in the moment for this first trip. I really loved it. I would say probably the hardest part was taking care of the dogs. I do have a ramp that we bought to go cover the stairs for them to go up and down the stairs, and we forgot it. 2 15-year-old dogs and a 9-year-old dog. They were not going up and down the stairs. They were scared to death. So it was a lot of picking up and carrying, which I'm kind of paying for now. Definitely, I was surprised by Guinness. She like ran and frolicked in that field and sniffed everything she could sniff. I haven't seen her that like engaged. Each day got a little bit better, both for them and for us. I really loved the location and I loved just the solitude. Even when we were packing up leaving, I felt so at peace, probably for the first time in years that I have felt this good. I'm hoping now I'm starting to get like, my mind, my spirit right. I'm hoping the rest follows suit. I feel like that part of me has not felt this good in a really, really long time. So I am looking forward to the next journey. We are a little bit busy for the month of February. We have a lot of appointments and previously scheduled things. So I'm going to start looking mostly for like late February, early March will be our next trek someplace. And if you know Florida, February, March, April, it's like the busy time. So I'm trying to stay out of the bigger campgrounds and stuff like that. I really would like to take advantage of some more harvest hosts, maybe boondock at somebody's property. I don't know. I'm going to look around and see what is available. And if all goes well, when it starts to get really hot here, we're hoping to take the show on the road. We would like to travel out of the state, head north. I'm not sure if it's going to be north, like heading up the East Coast north, or if it's just going to be Roger's kids live out west, and we thought maybe, going that way. I'm really excited about our opportunities, and I can't wait to see where this takes us. And I hope it is something that we do full time, maybe 6 months or a year or maybe longer. Who knows? Maybe it sucks and we come back and say, to heck with this. I don't want to do it anymore. But you don't know unless you try. And I am sick of sitting in my house and hiding and wishing like good things would happen. I'm going to start making good things happen. It's up to he and I to, navigate those waters. And yeah. So if you want to see anything along that nature, stick around. And if you have any suggestions of places for us to go see anywhere in the country, leave a comment. Maybe we can add some of those things to our list, our wish list of places to travel. We already have a long list ready to go. We just need to make it happen. So thanks for watching. I will see you very soon. Bye. I picked my nose. Bye.